There are several ways to build solid walls using just mud or clay, but the most extensively used method has been the forming of bricks out of mud or clay, and after some preliminary air drying or sun drying, they are laid in the wall in mud mortar. So we have a problem with parallelism in this sentence, because what we're going to do with these bricks, we're going to do two things. There's the act of forming them and the act of laying them. So in A, we have forming, a gerund, and then they are laid, an ordinary verb. So that's not parallel. In B, we have gerund, forming, and then infinitive, to lay. That's not parallel. Having bricks formed, a passive gerund, and then a verb, they were laid. So gerund and verb, that's not parallel. To form, to lay, that's a correct parallel. And that bricks were formed and were laid, that also sounds like a correct parallel. Now, of course, it's a bit problematic. In E, we have them joined by the word which. So that's kind of questionable. And is a very good way to join two parallel elements. But also consider what's being discussed here. We're talking about a method. Now consider these two fragments. The method is to do X, or the method is that something is done. To say that the method is that something is blah, blah, blah sounds a bit awkward and wordy, whereas it's very direct to say the method is to do something. That's incredibly direct to describe a method by an infinitive. And so E is very wordy, and it also has this problematic word which means that these two words are not actually in parallel as they're supposed to be. So E is out, and D is really the only answer that has no problems whatsoever. There are several ways to build solid walls using just mud or clay, but the most extensively used method has been to form the mud or clay into bricks, and after some preliminary air drying or sun drying, to lay them in the wall in mud mortar. So the correct answer is D.